Uranus conjunct the Sun in Taurus. This is the last time we will experience this in our lifetime. And I guess that the next weeks will be an wrapping up of the years from 2017. And whatever happened in this period of your life when Uranus entered Taurus in May 2017, this will be an end of this cycle. And this conjunction of that was happening almost every year, of course, because the Sun comes into Taurus again and touches the planets that are in there. And whatever that in these moments, the energy is reborn. The energy of the planet, the Sun touches. And often with Uranus, this can be a disruptive moment. There can be something that is amplified, that is about you defining yourself in a more rebellious way, in a way where you want to experience life in a different way. So we'll see what that means for us to this wrapping up and this conjunction of Uranus. And I think we have 2 cards here, and we'll see what they are about. And we have the Knights of the Round Table, and it's the card 18. And let their love lift you higher. And we have the card 16. You are in great company. Pull back to propel forwards. This is an interesting message, and I'd love to read these cards, or parts of these cards, to you, because it's beautiful. And we have the card 18. Show me a successful individual and I'll show you someone who didn't want for positive influences in his or her life. I don't care who you are, what you do for a living. If you do it well, I'm betting there was someone cheering you on and showing you the way. And it's a quote from Denzel Washington. And the mantra of this card is, with my personal knights at my side, I am protected, loved and lifted and carried. And the card 16, you're in great company, is, there we have a quote from Thich Nhat Hanh. Breathing in, I see all my ancestors in me, my mineral ancestors, plant ancestors, mammal ancestors, and human ancestors. My ancestors are always present, alive in every cell of my body, and I play a part in their immortality. And the mantra is, like the heroes before me, I feel the doubt and follow through anyway. And as a card, or as 2 cards that guide us the way while we are stepping into a new era, when Uranus is moving into Gemini and leaving the sign of Taurus in July. We are in this moment where we want to honor the path we were on, and we want to wrap up this time in a honoring way. And so that is what we are here to do in this moment, because there is nothing else than to move out of this sign and move through the last degrees that are often more intense like the others. Uranus in the last degrees of Taurus, I expect it to be more intense, in a way not as, I would say something like we expect a lot because we experience a lot disruption from 2017 to today. So we expect it to be a closing of a cycle, and we expect it to be a disruptive, but I think it will be a different disruptiveness, whatever that means. But I feel that in the beginning it was like astonishing when you got in contact with the themes that came up in the Taurus area of your life, and in the part of your chart that is connected to Taurus, and you have to look it up for yourself, where this area is. And it can show that you were really astonished when these themes came up, because you didn't expect them to be as literal as they were. And I experienced this really, really in a specific way, where these themes showed up all the time from May 2017 until today. And I expect it to be a showdown in the end, and I hopefully will get through this, because it is intense to have Uranus in Taurus, because it's in a real, it's happening in the real world. It's happening in your body, or in the areas where you embody yourself, where you show up as embodied. And this can even mean to embody your purpose, to embody the things that you really love to do and that you want to bring to this planet. So it's a Venusian way, but it's about all of our senses, right? And so if you have it somewhere where it triggers your fears, your anxieties, you will know that this triggered a lot, where old wounds show up in your life, where when it shows up in the 12th house, for example, it is about all the wounds that you don't know you had. And this can even mean wounds from past lives experiences. So, but I think that this moment in time when you did the work, and you wouldn't be here anymore if you didn't do the work, because then this would be annoying for you that I talk about this. So the people who will stay in this reading will have done the work, and they know, and maybe they are anxious about what is happening, and they are anxious about and a little bit afraid of what is happening. But I don't think that it is so frightening, and it is like a wrapping up of these themes that showed you where you had to grow. And I want to know, I will put them a little bit up there. Always have to move the cards, as you know, yet. So we have these themes of the Knights of the Round Table, people who support you in your journey. And it is in this, what I talked about a moment ago, about fear and anxiety, right? It is about you being alone, and it's about the people who are loyal to you. And that this ending in this area of your life, that will show up in these 1.5 months that we have until Uranus enters Gemini. And there is this, and we have two things here. We have on the one side where the Knights of the Round Table are, so your friends, your helpers, your supporters, they supported you in the area of anxiety, in the area of fear. And this fear can be, and even uncertainty, right? They stayed at your side, and you have people who listen to you. You have people who were there when you needed them. And that is really something special, because they showed up in the moment when you needed them most in these times. And yeah, That's really lovely, and just sit with this for a moment and honor the people who showed up anyways. Even when there were difficult times, they showed up anyways and supported you in what you did. And on the other hand, too, you're in great company is like this, all of those things, and it's connected to the ancestors. All of those things are connected to your upbringing, to the family, to your conditioning, and to healing the whole family system. And this can mean that you had to go through this keyhole, that you had to press yourself through this because you wanted to be on the other side. And I deeply believe that you did. And what we want to have a little bit of background, and then we want to know what will show up in the next part of this journey. What will show up when you move through this. And we have the twin, and we have, and this is the confirmation of that. Was this whole thing was about anxiety. It was about the part of you that was looking from the other side, that was disturbed by the light that showed up, right? And we have these parts. This card is called the twin, and it's a part of us, right? You know, there is a twin in between. There is a remembering. There is a part of us that knows how to move forwards, although there is lightning strike in the background. But it is calm in this place, and this horse is standing there, right, calm, to move forwards in the right moment and not let itself be disturbed by all of this. And this is the card that is called Sky of the Mind. It helped us to go, and it's about this whole evolutionary thing with Uranus moving through Taurus. It helped us to get out of our minds, because it is the mind that creates the anxiety. That's the mind that creates our fear, and to find the difference in between both of them, because that is what the mind creates, not what the body does. So fully embodying it is to talk back, to see, oh, there is something coming up, and it's a thought, and this thought is creating something in my body. But it's not the original part, how we experience fear, right? When you meet a lion out on the street, whenever that happens to you, but you can imagine what happens, because then your whole body will be in fight or flight mode, because you know that this can be dangerous, even if you never met a lion before. Most of us didn't. So we know what that means. We know that we are in danger in this moment. So your body will react. It's not your mind. But if we think about our future, if we think about our money, our purpose, how we move forwards in this world, how the world unfolds, and how all the things, the bad things happening in the world, our mind kicks in. And our mind tries to keep us safe. And that's the fear that is created by the mind, because the mind comes first and then the body follows. And this is what you learned in all of these experiences in this journey you were on since in the last 8 years, that you were on this journey to discern between the mind telling you something and the fear that's coming up with that, and the real body experience that is about, maybe it is fear, or maybe it is something that you feel in your body, but you stopped putting meaning on it. And that is where this card kicks in, because you wanted to heal this whole thing. You wanted to heal this cycling of the mind, even, and it's not just about fear, right? It's about illusion. It's about you putting meaning into something, and it can even be about anger, thinking about things and running in circles, and it's like should have and would have and all of those things that we put as projections on ourselves and on other people. And this is the invitation, the last month, of embodying the Taurian quality of being a sensual being and allowing this to be on an embodied level, not on a mind level. I think that this is something we really can relate, that this is the keyhole we walked through. And we did this for not just for ourselves, we did this for our ancestors as well. Because we were in this place where we were in good company. We surrounded us with people, things, and situations where we could move through this. And so I want to know in this moment, I would love to know, what is the question that life has for us? What is the thing that we want to do in this moment? How can we harvest this situation best? How can we use this moment in time when Uranus is on its last degrees? How we can use this to get the best results for ourselves? And we have this one and this one, and oh, this is a lot. We have a lot of cards here. And so we'll see what that means for you and for me. And we have the Chariot. We have the Ten of Wands. That's moving forwards in our emotions, right? This is a Cancer card. This is a moving forwards with our emotions and allowing them to be, and keeping us in the right direction, and letting go of the burdens that we came with. And we have the Judgment card. That is like the moment where we allow ourselves to be reborn as well, right? So and to be reborn in the choices that we can make. So it is about us stepping into this moment. This is the moment of ending, the Judgment card is the moment of ending that we have to do before we can start again. And the Seven of Coins is the moment where we have to decide if we move forwards, and if we move forwards like this, or if we cut our losses and start again. This is like the card of discernment that helps us to move forwards in this moment, but to take a breath. This is like what I said about our emotions is moving forward with all of our emotions, but embodied, and letting go of the Ten of Wands, that is like the burden that came with it, and then to move beyond and allow ourselves to be reborn, but to end this cycle, right? And then to discern what is the next thing that we want to have to move forwards. But there is this decision to be made if there is a sacrifice to be done or not. And the Knight of Swords is the one who is really moving forwards, who is assertive, who wants... the Knight of Swords, I said. Are you all right? Is moving forwards, who wants to do something and really move forwards to the things that he really wants to accomplish. And we have the Nine of Swords as well. Often this Nine of Swords is like a nightmare, but this one is talking about the Oracle of Delphi. It is like it is about I think he's called Oedipus. In my word, it's called Oedipus. But you know who I mean. And if the decision making that is happening here is the oracle of Delphi warns the king that his son Oedipus will one day kill him. So it is about the father of Oedipus, right? And this warning led to a lot of fear and anxiety inside of the king, and so he abandons this child, and it is raised by someone else, and the prophecy comes true because he let himself be run by fear. So what I wanted to say is, like, this is the something you have to sacrifice in this moment. And I deeply feel that this is about letting go of the anxiety. We have to let go of something that is tormenting us. And that is often our thoughts. Letting go of the fear and the anxiety that shows up, and to discern. That's what I said in the beginning. This can be the sacrifice. We don't have to sacrifice people. We don't have to sacrifice real situations. We don't have to always walk away. We let go of the patterns that we followed the whole part of our lives to move into this anxiety. And that's what we change in the moment when we sacrifice something, when we discern what we need to keep and what we need to let go, and then to move forwards, but letting ourselves be run by the heart, not by anxiety, not by fear. And then we have the 8 of coins. It is like the fairy tale of the 6 swans, where this sister has to, I think she had to work with nettles to get their brothers out of their curses, and they were cursed to be swans, and so she had to follow through. She had to make this all happen, although she was suffering, right? She was in pain, but she knew that she had to follow through. So that is a beautiful image for the 8 of coins, that you have to do the work. Maybe it is painful, maybe it is difficult to move towards this letting go of these patterns, but that is what we have to do. And we cannot stay in this moment, in the same place that did create the things that we are suffering now. So it is like moving beyond our own patterns, moving beyond the things that held us in place and that kept us stuck, and making the decision of sacrificing something that we did that kept us in this place of security, and move beyond this. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. How beautiful is this? And we have the Wheel of Fortune that keeps us, or that gets us into the place of chaos for a moment, because we let go of something that we hold dear, even if it's hurting us. You know, it's like we love to eat chocolate, or we love to eat something, and to let it go because it is better for your health to do so is something that can cause pain in the beginning, and afterwards you will be happy because you will feel better. And that is the same thing with patterns of keeping yourself stuck in anxiety, keeping yourself stuck in repeating patterns that hold you back, because they are keeping you from moving forwards, because you try to avoid things. And let this go and to let it, to sacrifice it, right, is the one thing that you want to do in this moment because you know you have to. So as we can see, the Wheel of Fortune is like someone who is about this quick change that we experience when we are unhappy. In the next moment we can be happy, and the other way around. And so we cannot control this journey in our life to get into a place where we control the Wheel of Fortune, because it's always turning. But you kept yourself in this cycle of being afraid of the new, being afraid of losing something. So you keep yourself from moving with this Wheel of Fortune, and being in the place at one point where this is like Aladdin looking at all of the treasures that he found, didn't know what to take, didn't know what to choose, because there was so much to choose from. And the world showing us this moment that we will experience in the end of this journey, when we did all the choices and we sacrificed this part of us that keeps us in this stuck place. And I cannot tell you what it is for you, because there can be a lot of people watching this reading. It will be specific and personal to every single one of you. But I really think that in this journey from 2017, you know what it is. You know which part of you needs revision, which part of you needs to be sacrificed. You already know. Otherwise you wouldn't be here anymore. Because that's where we are. We all have our personal journeys. And some of us are anxious, some of us are controlling and angry, and all of those things that keep us stuck, because we keep moving this story forwards, because we keep holding on to the story. Someone has to do this. The world has to be like this. If this happens, I can do this. If this doesn't happen, I cannot do this. If this happens, I get anxious, I pull back, I do this. And all of those things to projection to the world, to other people, holds us in place, stuck in place. And this is the promise, because we have the world in the end. That is lovely, because we have this moment of completion. It's like the happily ever after. And it's a difficult journey we are on, but we are promised that if this is what we do, it is a beautiful wrap up. It is a beautiful ending, and then the new journey can start. You cannot skip this step. This is the last step in this Uranus journey. It's the last step to wrap it up and to be honest, because that's what Uranus is about. Be honest with yourself in your embodiment, in the things that you really bring to this planet, that you want to show up as. And that is the moment where you have to be honest about what you are about, what you really want to embody. And there has to be this sacrifice of this part of you that is not you. That is just a condition. That's just a projection. That's just it's like a reaction to stress, that you learned how to do this. You learned how to stress yourself. And so I want to have a closing card for us to wrap this journey up. Hopefully that was useful for you. And this is your card. And this is beautiful. What is there? It's like a tiny heart she has there. Oh no, that's a flower she has there. It's a tiny, tiny flower there. Trust. Trust what you feel the divine is communicating to you through the happening around you. There is divine guidance in all things if we know how to feel and to look for it. Through the heart, without silencing our intuition with logic. And that's what I said. It's letting go of the mind. It's letting go of the thought. It's letting go of the story that you put on the things. And to wrap it up as something that you embody. Embody with trust, like the Taurus does. It is the bull. It is someone who is on the pasture, who is grounded on the earth. It is grazing. It is a friendly being. And to embody all of this and to be like this is to let go and to sacrifice the fear, the mind, and what the mind does to you and what the mind allows you to experience in your body. And questioning that and allowing you to be in the present moment as the Taurus does. I think your journey will be wrapped up, and you will, if you look back at 2017, you will find the theme that's underneath all of this. And this is the moment where this this card deck reminds you that this is an ending of a story. This is an ending of a journey. And I want to have a Rumi card as well. This is an ending of a story. And this is a reminder that you've got this. You already know. It's something inside of you. That's not you. That's not being ashamed of a part of you that you have to be ashamed of. That's a conditioned part that you are able to let go in this moment. And I think this is your card. We have a Rumi card as well, and I am curious. Beyond the threshold of fear, you cannot make it up. It is your fear holding you back, like a bar behind the door. Your relationship with fear is changing. No more shall it hold you in its thrall. You are becoming able to observe it, to experience it, to have compassionate wisdom rather than resistance. Oh, what a spiritual marathon you have been running. Now's the end is inside. The power that you used to give fear is now transferred to your extraordinary heart. What if you allow Uranus to clean this slate? In this last month, to observe yourself and to allow this rebellious and disrupting energy of Uranus to let yourself be cleaned from this, to be cleared of this, and to step into the real you, all embodied in this present moment. Thank you so much for being here and for listening to me, and for all the beautiful things that you do to support this channel. Thank you, and I see you soon.